What's up, guys? Duster McDangles back here with another video, and welcome back to the NHL preview series here back in the Pacific Division. And in today's episode, we're going to be covering the Vegas Golden Knights, how their season ended up last year, where they're at now with moves on the roster, and where they are going in the future. And in our focus today is going to be this upcoming season, the 2022-2023 roster. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and hop right into the video. Coming in from last year, the Vegas Golden Knights with a 2021-2022 record of 43-31-8 are looking for a bounce back year, as it was their first year in their 5-year history being the Vegas Golden Knights that they missed the playoffs. Obviously, the first year of success coming the very first year of their birth, making it to the Stanley Cup Finals, losing to the Capitals 4-1 in that series. But ever since then, they haven't been able to get to the Stanley Cup Finals, and last year they didn't even make the playoffs. They qualified 4th in their division, which was not good enough for a wild card spot. And looking at the stats here, goals for, they were ranked 12th. Goals against, they were 15th. Power play, they were 18.4% with a penalty kill of 77.4%. That penalty kill and power play stats aren't going to cut it. Now, honestly, the goals for and goals against could have been contributed to the fact of the injuries that they had all year. They weren't very healthy, and it showed. Also, with a lot of trades and moves and things of that nature, and last year just wasn't their year. Getting the new coach and all of that, it's going to be a different team. It's going to be a different year. Bruce Cassidy coming over from the Boston Bruins after getting canned there will try to bring some new light into this team that is headlined by Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, Jonathan Marchessault, and Alex Pietrangelo on the back end, as well as Shea Theodore and Zach Whitecloud. You can't forget about those guys, but they're going to be looking for redemption going into this season and looking for a little bit of a playoff push, as well as a resurgence to Jack Eichel. Last year, Mark Stone was okay, but he couldn't do it on his own. He was dealing with a lot of players that were out, but we'll see this year if they're going to be able to put it together or not. But let's go ahead and take a look here at the players that have left and the players that they've brought in, and take a look at the roster and projected line. When it comes to players having left the club and the team this upcoming season, obviously Max Pacioretty has left. He went to the Carolina Hurricanes, and Evgeny Dadonov has left as well. He was one of their interesting players last year who was traded, but then the trade didn't go through and ended up being actually a key part of their team that almost made them a solid wildcards team, trying for that push for that near the end of the season, but unfortunately he has left. Now, players that they have brought in, really nothing too crazy. Shea Weber's contract they actually picked up, so that'll just go on long-term IR. They have gone ahead and picked up Phil Kessel on a $1.5 million contract, as well as Adin Hill. I know we actually talked about Adin Hill a few videos ago being one of the a potential key piece on the goaltending side of things, but he was traded for the Vegas Golden Knights, went ahead and picked him up, as they are going to be a little thin on the back end for goaltenders. Obviously, Logan Thompson, their starter this year, but Adin Hill is going to be a confident backup, with Robin Leonard sidelined due to injury and surgery. So it'll be interesting to see if Logan Thompson can have a breakout year moving forward. Now, I do want to take a look at their stats last year as well. I'm going to put those up on the screen right now. Top goal scorers, you had Jonathan Marchessault with 30 goals, Chandler Stevenson with 21, and on the assist side of things, Chandler Stevenson had 43 assists, with Shea Theodore accounting for 38 of them. So obviously they have some talent up front. Again, the injury bug was a big factor last year, as well as just not being able to really put it together, but I think they've got a squad moving forward this year. As we're going to pull up right now the projected lines for them, and I mean, that top line looks pretty awesome. Stevenson, Eichel, and Stone. I think giving Stone a few solid players to play with is going to only elevate his game. Marchessault, Carlson, and Smith is a very solid second line. Nolan Patrick Waugh and Phil Kessel on that third line. And then their fourth line, again, it's a nice scrappy fourth line that would be able to do some damage. It is a little weird not seeing Ryan Reeves, but he is with the New York Rangers right now. On the back end, they have Nick Hague and Pietrangelo, McNabb with Theodore, and then Martinez and Whitecloud. Honestly, all three solid pairs. It's a matter of health, and if they can stay healthy moving forward in this season, will be a big contributing factor on if they will be able to perform well, as well as put the puck in the back of the net to get them off of that 12th for goals for, and maybe get them into the top 10, which could see them in the playoff hunt. Now, again, question mark might be the goaltender position. Logan Thompson, again, came in with injuries and goaltender situation last year. It'll be I will be excited to see him play this year and see if he can put up maybe 25 to 30 wins. That would be something I would say that would be an accomplishment for him and the team, which I think if he has 25 to 30 wins, and then if the backup goalies, whether that is Brosset or Aiden Hill, who knows, maybe they get into the playoffs with 45 plus wins. And roughly speaking, if you get 50 wins, you're looking at pretty much a wild card spot these last couple of years. But it's going to come down to health. I think they'll be able to put it together. It will be interesting to see if Bruce Cassidy will be able to mesh well with this group. I know things at the end in Boston weren't really working out with Bruce Cassidy, so it'll be interesting to see how he fares out in the desert with the Vegas Golden Knights. But let me know what you guys think down below, if it is going to be a bounce back year for the Golden Knights. Will they make the playoffs and push for the Stanley Cup? Will Jack Eichel have a massive breakout year, or will some player that we haven't really mentioned too much about have a massive year, such as Smith, Marchessault? Will Stone break out again? Nolan Patrick, I know he's had sort of a disappointing career, being a little bit of a journeyman. Will Pietrangelo step up? Theodore, Martinez. I know I also put up on the screen a little bit ago their salary cap. There are a couple contract years. Phil Kessel, obviously a one-year deal. Brett Howden is on an expiring restricted free agent year. Aiden Hill and Brossoit. Again, I can't really pronounce his name, never have been able to. Both those goalies are on unrestricted free agency deals going into next season, 23-24. So they are playing for another contract in the NHL. But other than that, they're pretty much locked up. So we will have to wait and see how things go this upcoming season. But again, I want to hear you guys down in the comments. Let me hear from those Vegas Golden Knights fans. I want to know what you guys think. But that's going to be it for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to drop a like on the video. If you've made it to this point so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button and consider joining the channel. We would love to have you guys around as we continue on with these season previews, as we work from west to east, and we'll eventually finish up right before the start of the NHL season and into preseason. I hope you guys have a good one, and as always, stay dusty.